Tonight, we're going to talk about a very, very special Torah-made volunteer who was nifter a short time ago. Very, very chashuv person by the name of Moshe Rabinowitz. I'm going to start. I'll tell you a little bit about him first, then we'll get into it a little bit. Moshe was a very, very busy person. He was a Talmud Chacham Muflig. He was constantly learning. He was a menahel of a very prestigious yeshiva here in Lakewood. He was a rav of a shul. He spoke many places. His advice was sought after everywhere. But yet with all this, with all the business that he was involved with, about 10 years ago he called me and he said to me, Rabbi Beer, I want very much to volunteer. I want to be involved in Torah Mates. And that started our 10-year-long connection with Rav Moshe. He learned with all levels of people, from the most advanced to the most basic. He taught people how to read Hebrew. He taught them Aleph Beis. Nothing was beneath him. And you know what? Everything he did was always with a smile. I remember after a particular tough procedure he had maybe like 5 years ago, he called up and he asked me, he said, what could I do? In that same cheerful voice that he always talked with, what could I do to help the cause? He didn't just learn with people. When he got involved with somebody, he became their friend. And he read them shidduchim. He got involved with the children. He did as much as he could for them in every way. He was involved with the Shalom Bayis. He helped them get involved with the community. When he got involved with somebody, then he made a real impact on that person's life. The last time I talked to him was before this past Pesach. He called me from Sloan Kettering. And at that point, if I'm correct, he wasn't even on painkillers. He was in excruciating pain. And he asked me, he said to me, he said, please, you have to do me a taiva. What's a taiva? I'm not able to learn with my Torah mate so consistently anymore. I'm just not able to do it. Please find the right type of Torah mate for my chavrusa. And he started describing to me exactly what he needs, and he went into detail. And I remember I was like totally astounded. I mean, this is a man who's enduring incredible suffering, and he's able to compose himself and talk about how to benefit others and how to come up with the right type of Torah mate. It was incredible to me. What an amazing person. And what even was more amazing was that shortly after, I got a call that his son, Rav Yisrael, was going to take over. Rav Moshe gave over this Avodas HaKodesh to his son, and he put him in good hands. And we're very honored, and it's our kavod to have with us tonight Rav Yisrael Rabinowitz, who will share with us some memories of his father and his connection with the Torah Mates program.
Rabbi Beer, I just want to add, I think it's incredible that we have Rabbi Yisrael here to speak about it. I just want to say something that popped out at me while you were talking. It's these incredible people, somebody like Rabbi Rabinowitz Zatzal, and somebody like Rabbi Belsky, who just when he came to camp, what they infused was such a spirit of warmth, and to think that somebody, you know, like Rabbi Belsky will come to camp and impact that kid's life forever, or somebody like Rabbi Rabinowitz, who was busy, and trust me, I have a personal connection. When I was in Silver Lake years ago, Rabbi Rabinowitz was a mashgiach there, and really, I always told him when I saw him that I think some of the white hairs on his beard was from me, and he just diffused warmth, and he was just such a exciting person to be around that you wanted to be like him, even as a kid. And I think it's incredible.
A role model.
A role model. I think it's incredible that he found the time, and he found the time to have a Torah mate, and mostly that he gave it over is really something that's extremely powerful to me. And I thank his son Rabbi Yisrael for coming here and sharing the story. But it's really if people like that have the time to have Torah mates, and people, they understand the importance, and Rabbi Rabinowitz Zatzal, somebody who had people knocking down his doors to talk to him, yet he found the time to call his Torah mate, and of course that he was busy, you know, when he was sick, giving it over. It's incredible stuff. So I'm makar tov to Rabbi Yisrael for coming on, and I'm extremely makar tov to his father Zatzal for really taking the time to visit with me and most of my chaverim. Before you start, we have to do business tonight. 877-7 auction, 877-7 auction. Rabbi Beer, take it away.
Okay, so Rabbi Yisrael, so if you could share with us something about your father and his memories and the way he connected with the Torah Mates program.
As Rabbi Kravitz said before, that my father, even though he was so busy He had a very tight schedule during the week, all year round. Gave him his time to teach, like Rabbi Beer said, anybody on all levels. Now, I must admit my faults that it took me 15 years to get a Torah mate since I got married. That's why I figured it's the right opportunity to come out here and tell everybody, don't wait so long to get a Torah mate. I got my Torah mate when my father was in Sloan Kettering in the hospital. He was deathly ill a few months before he passed away. When he couldn't handle it, that's when he just actually gave it to me. That's what it took for me to take a Torah mate. I think everybody out there listening should make it their business, make it their time and effort to call and volunteer their time. Everybody knows how chashuv Torah is and how Torah could change a person, the ne'imus and the geschmack of learning. You learn a Gemara and Baba Kama, and that takes a person from any level, and will make him closer to Hashem. Everybody knows how important Torah is, and everybody knows how important Chesed is. And when you have an opportunity to do Torah and Chesed at the same time, and make people better and change people, don't procrastinate. Don't say tomorrow, because today is the tomorrow of yesterday. So call Oorah right away. Offer your services. It's a half-hour a week. It's not a lot of time. You'll feel good about yourself that you could sometimes change a family. A little investment in a half-hour a week. Kol pruto mitzarefes. Every little bit counts. And you gather it, and eventually you change your children. You could change over the whole family. There could be an abundance of Klal Yisrael from that phone call of a half-hour a week. I wish everybody Hatzlacha. Call them right away.
Rabbi Rabinowitz and Rabbi Beer, as a Rav, I will tell you that I hear from a lot of people, you know, I'm lonely, I have too much time on my hands, I don't know what to do, I don't feel fulfilled. I want you to know, you're listening out there, you could make such a huge difference in someone's life. Now, another thing that we've heard throughout the years on the Radiothon, on the Oorahthon, is, well, I'm not a teacher, and I'm not an expert. I can't do this. You know, it's for somebody that has kiruv experience. I want you to know, Oorah will pair you off, even if it means teaching somebody Aleph Beis, if it means learning Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, if it means reading Rejoice, O Youth, if it means learning Mesilas Yesharim, if it means learning Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Whatever turns you on and whatever you feel you could do, believe me, you could make a difference. And the way to do this, write it down. Tomorrow, like Rabbi Rabinowitz said, Ein va'ata ela lashon tshuva. You want to help somebody do tshuva now. Don't procrastinate. You dial 732-730-1000 and ask to be a Torah mate. But not now. Now you have to dial 18777 auction.
And now we're going to be joined, we're going to put through Dr. Martin Fried, who is the Torah mate that we're talking about, and who better to join this conversation than who is Rabbi, I'll let Rabbi Yisrael take it away, and Rabbi Beer. Dr. Fried, are you on?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Well, I do. Welcome to the Oorahthon 2016, and I'm going to give you over to some familiar people that you know, and I thank you for joining.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Martin, how are you?
Good, good. How are you, Rabbi Beer?
Good, good. So what can you tell us about that wonderful, wonderful person, Rabbi Rabinowitz?
I had the pleasure of studying with Rabbi Rabinowitz 3 years. Every Sunday, I would drive down to Lakewood. I would meet him. He was the Rav Yeshiva there, and I would meet him in his office, and we would study. He had the unique talent of being able to relate to me. I don't have a very religious background, and we would study Bava Metzia, and he was an inspiration. He was kind, understanding, and it was just a pleasure to always go down. I always looked forward to the time that I spent with him.
That's a hard subject to learn above Metzia.
Yeah, well, he explained it. I mean, he was very patient. He explained it in a way that I could understand it.
And your Talmudic experience was a game changer for you, correct?
Yes, yes. And I think I was the person he may have asked you to set me up with somebody else when he was at Sloan Kettering. I have a feeling that I was the person.
Wow.
We hadn't studied for a while because he wasn't feeling well.
Dr. Martin. I want to see
Yes.
an interesting question. You ever remember him not smiling?
Always smiling. Always smiling. Always pleasant.
Why?
Always. Even when I knew he was, in pain and, always pleasant.
He smiled even over
I
the phone.
visited him at Jersey Shore Hospital. He was at Jersey Shore Hospital for some surgery, and I came to visit him. Pleasant, even in the hospital as a patient.
There you have it, Rabbi Isai. Look at the memories of a man. We're talking about a man who dedicated himself, and now we are remembering him here on live, maybe in front of and listening. A million people maybe are listening to the accomplishments of this great man, Rabbi Rabinowitz, Olav Shalom, Zichron Levracha, Skusa Yagan Aleinu. And you could have this skus too.
If you see a person falling in the street, you're not going to help him get up? Of course you will. Why? No reason why. Why should I let a guy lay in the street? Let me help him. This is how we have to do with every non-religious Jew. Help him get up. Help him get back to his roots. And with this will be Zeich the Karai, the Mashiach Tzidkenu, the Meher B'Meni, Yerushalayim, Kodesh, I'm sorry to take so much of your time.